Hey, what's good, Grateful family? Welcome in. Welcome back to the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. I'm your host, Grateful Dave. Got the daily verse coming, and then I begin into the Sports Huddle rundown. Today's episode is being brought to you by Sugarcane Sweet Shop. I do want to give a special thanks to my sponsor, Sugarcane. They officially awarded me my first ever gift. Besides them being my sponsor, so I really appreciate that. I look forward to being able to share that gift here on the podcast. So stay tuned. I'll probably bring it out on Saturday. I wasn't rushing today, but it kind of slipped my mind to be able to show the gift they had gave me for their to show their support to my platform. So I really appreciate them again. Much love to Sugarcane Sweet Shop and the growth that is coming along with that partnership and with their business. So looking forward to that. Again, daily verse and then the sports huddle rundown. So let's get into it. Daily verse for the day of December 18th, 2025, derives from the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 4, and it states as follows. I prayed to Jehovah my God and made confession and said, O Jehovah, the true God, the great and awe-inspiring one, who keeps his covenant and shows loyal love to those who love him and keep his commandments. Amen. And again, that's from the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 4. And it's always amazing to make sure we pray to Jehovah each and every day. A wise man once told me, if you can count how many times you've prayed today, you haven't prayed enough. So make sure we stay prayed up. Send our prayers up to Jehovah God through Jesus Christ's name, and he'll hear them. So it's amazing. So let's get into the sports huddle rundown, ladies and gentlemen. Sports huddle rundown for the day of December 18, 2025 is as follows. I'll have NFL Week 15 recap, Thursday night football preview, our announcement of the Heisman winner, the college football playoff first games tomorrow. I'll be having my prediction, even though my cousin and I did our bracket last weekend, but I'll give my final analysis and I'll speak about how I think Alabama, how I think the first team wins the first matchup from the college football playoff, how the team I'm picking is going to win that matchup. Also NBA season, NCAA men's and women's top 25, and the National Hockey League. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off the sports huddle. So NFL Week 15 recap. It was a pretty solid NFL week. A lot of things were shaking up. A lot of things happened. I'm looking forward to being able to see the Eagles build off their performance last week and have an opportunity to clinch back-to-back NFC East titles since 2004. And we were the last team to do that in the division. So it's only right for the Eagles to be able to do that again. And hopefully it won't continue to take a 20-year gap to have a back-to-back conference winner. But the Eagles showed promising signs last week with the dominant win over the Raiders. Last week I said I wanted the Eagles to win by 40 to be impressed. Was I satisfied with the win? Yes. Do I think we should have whooped on them more? I do, but still, it's been our first shutout in 7 years, so I was super proud of those guys and the thing they was able to do. So we put a butt whooping on the Raiders, 31-0. Absolutely domination. Right. Shout out to the Birds. The Patriots fell to the Bills. The Bills snapped the Patriots' 10-game win streak with the comeback win over the Patriots 35-31. The Bills were down big in that matchup 21-0, but they climbed back into it, found a way to win, and they got it done against the Patriots. And this is a team that we'll see the week after next in the Buffalo Bills, a team that's a good test for us going into the playoffs. We seem like we're finding our stride offensively, and playing against the Buffalo Bills is a team that we need to see right at this time of the year going into the playoffs. So this is a matchup I'm looking forward to next week, but we got to handle business against the Commanders this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that as well. The Ravens also absolutely dominated the Bengals with a shutout 24-0. The Jaguars dominated the Jets 48-20. The Chargers defeated the Chiefs 16-13, along with that Patrick Mahomes did have a season-ending injury. He tore his ACL and LCL, if I'm not mistaken, but he did have surgery, and he is now in the process of recovering. Not recovering. He is the process. He is in the process of recovering, but he is in the process of rehabbing as well. So seems like the surgery went well. Everything went well with him in that process. So of course, prayers up for Patrick and his family and all those individuals who suffer injuries over this past week here in the National Football League. The Texans dominated the Cardinals as well, 40-20. The Bears dominated the Browns, 31-3. That deserved two on. The Commanders found a way to defeat the Giants, 29-21. I believe Jaden Daniels did not. Oh yeah, Jaden Daniels did not play that game. Marcus Mariota played that game, and the Commanders found a way to defeat the Giants. I'm looking forward to this matchup against the Commanders this weekend. Right, the Commanders don't have anything to lose, so I expect the all-out give your all type of game just to upset the Eagles and make it more interesting in the NFC East one more week to see if the Eagles if we will have a back-to-back NFC East champion for the first time since 2004. But I expect the Eagles to go handle business as well. Like I said, they're hitting their stride in the offensive manner. Right, we're going back to the basics. I really enjoyed seeing Jalen Hurts under center more. Right, in that single back formation style formation. Him, getting, design runs, all those type of things. Just it seems like they're getting back to the basics of what makes this team good and what keeps this offense on the field is putting the ball in Jalen Hurts' hand, putting him on the center, play action, running the ball, getting down the field. So looking forward to that matchup this weekend as well against the Commanders. Seahawks won a close one against the Colts, right? Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement. He put on a pretty good performance. He had he went 18 for 27, 120 yards, and a touchdown and an interception, which wasn't too bad, right? The thing I think that really kept the Colts out of the game from winning was the rush yards for Jonathan Taylor. He had 25 carries for 87 yards. He only averaged 3.5 yards per carry. So the Seahawks defense really showed up against the Colts, and they got it, and they won late off a game-winning field goal by the kicker of the Seattle Seahawks. And we will see them tonight in a huge NFC West matchup against the Rams that I'm looking forward to talking about as well. So be on the lookout for that. The Broncos found a way to clinch the division. The AFC West has a new division winner for the first time in a long time, right? The Broncos found a way to defeat the Packers 34-26 in a huge matchup this past weekend. That was pretty solid, pretty dope to watch. So again, the AFC West does have a new champion. I'm pretty sure they are the new champs, if I'm not mistaken. I know they're in the playoffs for sure, but I'm pretty sure they won the AFC West as well because they only have the they have the what's the X mean? No, they clinched the playoff berth, so they have not clinched their division yet, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to win the division. They have the Chiefs again, they have Gardner Minshew as a backup, and they have the Chargers one more time for their division. So I'm pretty sure the Broncos are going to wrap up their division, and they'll be feeling pretty good going into the playoffs with Sean Payton and Bo Nix leading the charge. 49ers defeated the Titans 37-24. The Saints defeated the Panthers 20-17. I said it, right? I said it. Having some type of, drama in the NFC South, the Saints did it. I was surprised. Sorry. I gotta start. I gotta make sure I turn that repeat off. But yeah, I was surprised at that. I was surprised at the fact the Saints defeated the Panthers, right? I spoke about it to my cousin. It always those divisional games are always fun, especially in the NFC South, especially in these divisions where the races are so tight right now. Both of the Buccaneers and the Buccaneers and the Panthers both sit at 7-7 as they face each other off in these last couple of weeks, these last 3 weeks of the NFL season. So those two games will be magnified and have a lot riding on those two matchups as well. We had the Rams defeat the Lions 41-34, and we had the Vikings with a great win over the Cowboys 34-26. Shout out to the Vikings, great win. And then we had the Steelers defeat the Dolphins 28-15. And along with that loss, Tua, I can't say his last name. He was now officially benched, and the quarterback from Texas Quinn Ewers, he will be taking over the starting role for the remainder of the season as of right now. So looking forward to see how that plays out for the Dolphins. So Thursday night football. Excuse me. NFC West is tight. These two teams are going into tonight's matchup with the exact record. I believe the Rams right now are leading the NFC West. If I'm not mistaken, the Rams are leading the NFC West. Their division record is 3-1, and the Seahawks record is 2-2. So if the Seahawks end up winning this game, they'll have the same record for they'll have the same divisional record as the Rams, but they'll have a better overall record than the Rams, and then they will ascend to that number one spot in the NFC West. But the Rams do have a head-to-head game over the Seahawks. The Rams defeat the Seahawks earlier this year, 21-19. So tonight's matchup should be, I mean, stellar. Two top 10 defenses in the league. I'm pretty. I haven't even checked the stats, but I'm pretty sure both of these defenses are top 10 in the league. I mean, at least top 15 easily. I mean, fly around. Both offenses are playing at a high level, right? Sam Darnold's playing at a high level for the Seahawks. Matthew Stafford's playing at a high level for the Rams. So this is a highly anticipated matchup tonight for the NFL to kick off Week 16. Week 16 is already here. It's so weird saying it as these weeks go by. Before we look at it, before we know it, I'll be talking about the wild card weekend, but it's here and it's going to be a great game tonight. So I just love the fact when we get to I just love the fact when we get to this time of the season that there are games there are games like these that matter, right? They're for divisional races, right? For playoff seedings, right? All these type of things. This is what football is about. This is how the football season should come to an end. These last 3 weeks of the regular season, this is how it should be, where every game matters, where 9 out of 10 games matter, where they have some type of meaning or playoff implication or whatever it might be. These are the games that matter. So I'm looking forward to this matchup tonight, 8:15 p.m. on Prime Video. The Seahawks will be hosting the LA Rams on Thursday Night Football for an NFC West showdown. So be on the lookout for that. And pull back up on Saturday Sports Huddle to get updated information from the results. But I think tonight's game, I'm going to take the Seahawks just because it was so close last game and they're at home. And as my cousin Mad Matt points out, they're really not they don't really play too well at home, but I just feel like from the last matchup between the Rams and the Seahawks and the way they're playing, I think the Seahawks are a much better team than they played last time. And I think the Rams are a much better team as well, but I just think the Seahawks are going in here healthier than the Rams. So I'm looking forward to see how this matchup plays out. But I'm definitely going to be tuned in tonight, 8:15 on Prime Video, checking out the NFC West showdown between the Seahawks and the Rams. Make sure you be there as well, because I will be. So be on the lookout for that as we pull back up on Saturday Sports Huddle. Moving on to the Heisman winner. Heisman winner for the 2025 college football season belongs to the quarterback out of the University of Indiana, Fernando Mendoza. Congratulations, young man, on that selection. I knew he was going to get it. Everybody knew he was going to get it. Well deserved. I still think there were other players in line who statistically lined up to be able to be victorious to the Heisman, but that's not my call. But I knew he was going to win it, and again, happy for the guy. Not taking anything from him, his performance and what he's done for his team, and wish him much success in his playoff run. And that's what it takes, Doc, to be a leader of your team. He seems like he has some type of spiritual foundation and faith towards Jesus Christ. I don't know if he, I don't know if he refers to God as Jehovah, which if not, he should, but it starts somewhere, just even by knowing Jesus, by knowing Jesus. It's not, I ain't gonna say it's just end all be all, but that's a great start to have a relationship with Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ leads us to Jehovah God. So congratulations again, young man. Much success. Yeah, well deserved for him, and continue to go forward and do great things. And looking forward to your continued success as you continue to build your college football career, not your collegiate football career, your football career as a whole, right? Just continue to have much success and keep God first in your life, Jehovah God. It's blessing you as you know already. And just keep them first in your life, and you will have success, just as the scriptures tell us. Are you enjoying today's episode? This episode of the Grateful Gab podcast is proudly sponsored by Sugarcane Sweet Shop. At Sugarcane Sweet Shop, every dessert is made with love, creativity, and a sprinkle of sweetness. From the signature cookies and cupcakes to custom cakes for every occasion, Sugarcane is available to make your moments a little more special. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Sugarcane Sweet Shop to see what's fresh from the oven. And don't forget to treat yourself today. College football playoff first game. Looking forward to it. The college football playoffs is here. Been looking forward to it. It's time to go up. It's do or die, right? Do or die. Do or die. We here, baby. So first matchup of the college football playoffs, first round belongs to Oklahoma and the University of Alabama. So earlier this year, again, these two teams met. It was a stat floating around the sports world earlier about Alabama's back-to-back losses in the season. Excuse me, and it was mentioned that Alabama has not lost back-to-back games against an opponent since like 1938 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So they lost to Georgia. Oh wait, hold on. No, well they lost to, excuse me, they didn't lose back to back to us, but they lost to Oklahoma earlier this year, and if they lose again, it'll be the second time that's happened since, or that'll be the first time it's happened since like 1938. And I think the team that they had lost to back to back earlier in that year was like Birmingham somebody. I should have did better research on that. But again, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on ABC, the Oklahoma Sooners will be hosting the Alabama Crimson Tide for the first matchup of the college football playoff. I'm looking forward to it. I took Alabama in this bracket selection. My cousin Papa Dennis took Oklahoma in it. We're going to be keeping tallies of what teams won and lost. Other than that, we pretty much agreed on the teams that will win the first round. I think for the most part, I know I picked Oregon, he picked Oregon. I picked Ole Miss, he picked Ole Miss. I believe he picked Miami. I think I picked Texas A&M. I don't know. I got to go back and listen to see who he picked. But I know other than that, I know our choices on this selection were different. He had Oklahoma, I had Alabama, and like I said last week, I'm not sold on Oklahoma's offense. Right, I think their defense is going to show up, but I think eventually, right, the motivation from Alabama and their preparation of how they got dominated against the Bulldogs, I think they're going to be more focused to not only run the ball, but get Ty Simpson, get him give him the ability to get the ball out of his hand quick. I think that was a big piece of what went wrong for the Alabama Crimson Tide, even though we just dominated them. We beat them at every level, right? Because we're the Bulldogs, we're the best. But I just think this game plan for the Crimson Tide offense is going to be better, especially for the first time around, right? You look at their first matchup. Oklahoma Sooners were able to create turnovers, right? The run game was not there for the Crimson Tide. So I think their emphasis going into this game is to get the ball out of Ty Simpson's hands quick, high tempo offense, right? No huddle early in the game, run the ball, and the Alabama defense is going to fly around. So I expect, like I said, I have more confidence in Alabama. Excuse me. I have more confidence in Alabama's offense than I do in Oklahoma's offense. And I think both of these defenses are stellar, but I think eventually Alabama defense is going to be able to make more plays against Oklahoma's offense. And that's why I think Alabama wins this matchup against Oklahoma tomorrow. Do I think it's close? Maybe. I give Alabama like a 7-point win, but right now they are a 1-point underdog against actually they're favored in this game by 1%. They favored in this game by 1%, but I think the prediction is right. I think Alabama wins this game, and I think those keys are to get the ball out of Ty Simpson's hand quick passes, hitches, screens, like little stuff like that. Get them in the rhythm early, run the ball. And I think this defense of Alabama finds a way to make more plays against Oklahoma's offense than Oklahoma's defense is able to make plays against Alabama's offense. So taking the Crimson Tide tomorrow, don't know how far they're going to get, but I took them in the first couple of rounds. But yeah, I feel like they're in a position to come back in a big way against Oklahoma. Both of these head coaches don't really have too much experience in the playoffs. I know Caleb DeBoer, again, he took Washington to the championship years ago against Michigan, but I'm not too familiar about this Oklahoma coach. So Caleb DeBoer knows what it takes to be able to put himself in position, put his team in position to go win in the playoffs. And I think the preparation of that, along with the players for Alabama, they do enough to beat Oklahoma tomorrow. So I'm excited for it. 8 p.m. Again, we got a great NFL game tonight. We got some great college games tomorrow. We do have other matchups in college football if y'all want to check them out tomorrow as well. We got a few bowl games. We got NC State hosting Memphis at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow on the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. And then at 11 a.m. tomorrow on ESPN, we have Western Michigan hosting Kennesaw State for the Myrtle Beach Bowl. So we do have 3 football matchups going on tomorrow in the FCS. And then we have the FBS, excuse me. And then we have the matchups for the first round of the college football playoffs tomorrow. So looking forward to it. Pull back up on Saturday Sports Huddle to get a look ahead to the remainder of the schedule from Saturday's games and an update from Thursday and Friday night football. Be on the lookout. Moving on to the NBA. NBA season, we do have a new NBA Cup champion this year, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA Cup championship went to the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks defeated the LA Spurs. The New York Knicks defeated the San Antonio Spurs on Tuesday night in Las Vegas, 124-113. Jalen Brunson was named the NBA Cup MVP. He had a total of 25 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. I just think that was his overall cup performance. That's why he was the MVP. But he did get outscored, out-rebound by OG Anunoby. He had 28 points and 9 rebounds. Also, Karl-Anthony Towns, he had 16 points and 11 rebounds. But this Spurs team is something to look out for sure. The Spurs team was led by De'Aaron Fox in scoring, but it was led by Dylan Harper off the bench. He had 21.7 rebounds. Victor Wembanyama had 18.6 rebounds off the bench. But the whole starting five for the San Antonio Spurs all had double-digit scoring. Harrison Barnes had 11. Luke Cornett had 14. De'Aaron Fox had 16. Vassell had 12, and Stephon Castle, he had 15 as well. So this is a young team who is definitely trending in the right direction. Right, they have great talent off the bench, especially when Wembanyama goes back to the starting lineup. They have a solid pillar for their future in Victor Wembanyama alongside De'Aaron Fox, alongside these young guys they've drafted over the last couple of years. They got the Rookie of the Year last year, balling out in Castle, right? So they have a skill foundation in San Antonio, and they had just knocked off the best team in the league in the semifinals to reach the NBA Cup when they beat the Thunder last weekend. So this young team is here to stay, and they're going in the direction of being a great team eventually in the NBA. So I'm looking forward to it. The Bulls, for Wednesday's matchups, the Bulls defeated the Cavaliers 127-111, and the Grizzlies defeated the Timberwolves 116-110. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 7 p.m., we got the Hornets hosting the Hawks. We got the Knicks going up against the Pacers. We got the Nets hosting the Heat. We have a game tonight at 8 p.m. on NBA TV. We have the Thunder hosting the Clippers. They have not played since their last loss against the Spurs, so they'll be looking to bounce back in a major way at home against the Clippers tonight. The Clippers are just trying to find ways to stay relevant in the NBA with only 6 wins and 20 losses. With the roster they have, unacceptable. But they're just trying to find their way through. The Spurs host the Wizards tonight. The Raptors going up against the Bucks. The Pelicans host the Rockets. The Pistons going up against the Mavericks. Speaking of Mavericks, Cooper Flagg made history the other night. I want to say it was on December 12th. Was it December? No, it wasn't December 12th. It was last week in their overtime matchup against the Jazz. Cooper Flagg he had 42 points. He became that's a career high, but he became the youngest player to drop 42 points in the NBA. So I think he's 19, but he became the youngest player to drop 40-plus points in the NBA game. But I know it don't matter to him because I know he wants to win more than anything. But they end up losing to the Jazz. But he'll have an opportunity tonight to show up as well against a good Pistons team. So he should be ready to rock and roll. The Nuggets host the Magic. The Warriors going up against the Suns. The Jazz hosting the Lakers, and the Kings will be going up against the Trailblazers. For Friday's matchups in the NBA, tomorrow night, the Hawks will be hosting the Spurs at 7:30 p.m. The Heat will be going up against the Celtics. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Prime Video, we'll have the Knicks hosting the 76ers. You have the Bulls going up against the Cavaliers. And then tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m., we will have the Timberwolves hosting the Thunder. Tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. on Prime Video. So be on the lookout for the NBA season as it continues. Moving on to NCAA men's top 25. Well, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs of basketball. They are currently ranked in the top 25. Congratulations, go Dogs. So the Georgia Bulldogs have made the cut as the 25th top-ranked team in the nation for men's college basketball. Super proud of those guys. Have a huge matchup, not huge matchup, but a matchup that I expect them to dominate later on tonight. Their only loss of the season is against Clemson in overtime a couple weeks ago in the tournament down in South Carolina. But, they're just finding ways to win, and I'm super proud of those guys. But keep building on it because the SEC schedule starts in January, and that's where winning basketball really counts. All these games count to get your momentum and rhythm and camaraderie and getting used to playing with one another. But when we get in the SEC, we really want to be dominant and showcase our talent to the best of their ability. So I'm excited to see those guys play high-level basketball. I'm excited to see Mike White continue to coach well and his staff, and they've been doing a tremendous job this year. I do want to see this team be successful this season so that Mike White can eventually start recruiting highly talented players to continue to keep this program on the up and up. So that's my only thing I want to be able to see from Mike White and his staff is to continue to recruit, but recruit well, recruit top talented players for this UGA basketball program. Excuse me. So Tuesday's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, we had number 3 Duke defeat Lipscomb 97-73. We had number 9 Michigan State defeat Toledo 92-69. We had a top 25 ranked matchup between number 20 Tennessee and number 11 Louisville. We had the upset over Louisville 83-62. We had number 22 St. John's defeat DePaul 79-66. We had number 19 Texas Tech defeat Northern Colorado 109-90. Number 5 UConn defeated Butler 79-60. Number 1 Arizona defeated Abilene Christian 96-62. We had number 10 BYU defeat Pacific 93-57. Number 14 Arkansas defeated Queens 108-80. And we had number 17 Kansas defeat Townsend 73-49. Last night's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, we had an absolute dominating performance by number 23 Florida with a whooping over unranked St. Francis 102-61. We had number 13 defeat Memphis in overtime 77-70. We had number 16 Alabama defeat South Florida 104-93, and we had number 7 Gonzaga defeat Campbell 98-70. Tonight's matchup at 7 p.m. on the SEC Network Plus, we will have the top 25 ranked team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, hosting Western Carolina again tonight at 7 p.m. For Friday's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, we have one matchup. Number 10 BYU will be hosting Abilene Christian at 9:30 p.m. tomorrow night on TNT or True TV. Moving on to NCAA women's top 25 basketball. NCAA women's top 25 basketball results from this week is as follows. From Monday's matchups, we had number 13 Vanderbilt defeat South Florida 87-58. Tuesday's matchups, we had number 5 LSU absolutely dominate Morgan State 91-33. We had number 9 TCU dominate AR Pine Bluff 109-54. And we had an absolutely dominating performance where number 4 UCLA put a absolutely beating on Cal Poly 115-28. Oh my goodness. Just dominated. Yes, lady, keep it up. Alrighty, moving on to last night's matchups in the NCAA Women's Top 25. We had another dominating performance by number 14 Ole Miss. They absolutely stomped Mississippi Valley State 102-34. We had number 16 Louisville defeat Eastern Kentucky 76-51. Number 1 UConn defeated Marquette 89-53. Number 18 North Carolina dominated UNC Wilmington 84-34. And we had number 2 Texas defeat Northwestern 96-38. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 6:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network, or the Big Ten Plus, Number 21 Ohio State will be hosting Norfolk State. At 7 p.m. tonight on ESPN, we'll have number 3 South Carolina on the road against South Florida. Number 13 Vanderbilt will be hosting University of Albany. Number 15 Baylor will be hosting Southern University. And number 19 USC will be hosting Cal Poly. For Friday's matchups in the NCAA Women's Top 25, we'll have number 7 Maryland hosting Central Connecticut, number 12 Kentucky hosting Wright State, and number 22 Washington going up against Stanford tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on the ACC Extra. As I wrap up the Sports Huddle today, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Also, be sure to follow me on whatever podcasting platform you receive the Grateful Gab podcast. Much appreciated. Make sure y'all share, comment, again, all those type of things. I did a meditation Monday this past week, and I asked for my listeners to comment some things that have some moments from your life that really stand out to you and make you proud of your children, right? Post those, right? Post what gives you your why and the why you do things. So I would really appreciate if some of y'all share those accounts with me. I really enjoyed Meditation Monday this past week. It was really heartfelt. And shout out to my daughter Leia again for all the wonderful things you do. Keep it up, right? I know every day is a struggle, but yet you keep going, and I'm proud of you. So please share some experiences from maybe your own life, your children's life, whatever it may be, that gives you hope for the future and gives you evidence to know that Jehovah God is real in your life. So I'm looking forward to that. As we wrap up today, the Sports Huddle, ladies and gentlemen, with the National Hockey League. National Hockey League results. I'm forgetting to turn it off. National Hockey League results from this week, ladies and gentlemen, is as follows. The Monday matchups in the National Hockey League: the Panthers defeated the Lightning 5-2. The Ducks defeated the Rangers 4-1. The Senators defeated the Jets in overtime 3-2. The Stars defeated the Kings 4-1, and the Predators defeated the Blues 5-2. From Tuesday's matchups in the National Hockey League, we had the Avalanche defeat the Kraken 5-3. The Sharks defeated the Flames 6-3. The Wild dominated the Capitals 5-0. The Oilers defeated the Penguins 6-4. The Blue Jackets defeated the Ducks 4-3. The Canucks shut out the Rangers 3-0. The Red Wings defeated the Islanders 3-2. The Flyers defeated the Canadiens 4-1. The Maple Leafs defeated the Blackhawks 3-2, and the Bruins defeated the Mammoth 4-1. Last night's matchups in the National Hockey League, we had the Mammoth defeat the Red Wings 4-1. The Blues defeated the Jets 1-0. The Hurricanes defeated the Predators 4-1. The Panthers defeated the Kings 3-2, and the Devils defeated the Golden Knights 2-1. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 7 p.m., we have the Bruins hosting the Oilers, the Blackhawks going up against the Canadiens, the Senators hosting the Penguins, the Kings going up against the Lightning, the Capitals hosting the Maple Leafs, the Wild going up against the Blue Jackets, the Sabres hosting the Flyers, the Rangers going up against the Blues, the Flames hosting the Kraken, and the Stars are going up against the Sharks. For Friday's matchups in the National Hockey League, we have one primetime game tomorrow night on the National Hockey League Network. We have the Islanders hosting the Canucks. We have the Panthers hosting the Hurricanes. We have the Jets going up against the Avalanche. We have the Mammoth hosting the Devils, and we have the Stars going up against the Ducks. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, be on the lookout for Saturday's Sports Huddle. My cousin Papa Dennis host of Just Unconventional Podcast, should be here. Most likely he will be here on Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. He will have his NFL top 10. Again, he'll give his thoughts on the first matchup of the college football playoffs. Also, he'll give his thoughts on the Thursday night football and the NFC West showdown for tonight's games. NBA look ahead. NCAA men's and women's top 25. Of course, he will have his ringside coverage here as well, and we'll have the National Hockey League. So be on the lookout as the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle continues to develop and grow, and the sports seasons continue. Right, we got the Unrivaled League around the corner. The Big Three League will be kicking off next spring. Right, those type of things. So be on the lookout. Excuse me, as the sports continue to come and come. We got the winter. We got the Olympics next year. Not only with that, we got the Winter Olympics next year, and we got the FIFA World Cup next year as well. So the sports hub is going to continue to grow. We're going to have continued information here. We're going to continue to develop, right, with clips and those type of things. When we're speaking about certain topics, we're going to add those things in here as well. But it's going to take time. Just I'm growing the team. I'm just constantly growing. But please stick with me. It's going to get better as it goes on. The worst will not be here. It's only going to get better here. So I appreciate y'all. I know the ones who follow me since day one has already seen so much development in my podcast. So please continue to stick with me, right? Continue to come here to find inspirational messages from Jehovah God through his word, right? Life-changing events, right? Grateful messages, right? All those type of things, grateful accounts, all those type of things here will be found and will be had on the Grateful Gab podcast. So thank y'all again for sticking with me, pulling up, for your support. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, peace.